everyone, welcome back to Disney's Animal Kingdom. Today we're here for some pin trading. I have something else up my sleeve though. I really enjoyed the video where I compared scrappers or fakes on the board to pins that are currently sold in Disney parks. And there's one pack in particular that's on my mind that I want to search for today. So let's go find it. Here's everything that I brought for trade today. Let's see what we can find. Thank you very much. Love coordinating. You as well. We are inside Animal Kingdom and we're gonna go ahead to our first board in guest relations right here at the entrance to the park. Here's our board in guest relations. I spy something already. I just got my first pin score here in Animal Kingdom. This is the Yeti from the current Animal Kingdom blind box set. That's Expedition Everest. What did I trade? I traded 2024 Mini. This is the board at Garden Gate Gifts. This is a full board. Here it is. This is the current Expedition Everest mystery box, and here's what you can get. And we got this guy. That's pretty cool. I can't believe I found that on a board. Okay, we have two very full boards down already right here at the front of the park and one awesome score. I'm looking for those pins today though. I haven't told you which ones yet. I'm about to show you, don't worry. So I'm heading over here to Discovery Trading Company / Riverside Depot. Let's see if we can find them here. No bags. I see them. This is what we want. I found them here at Discovery Trading Company / Riverside Depot. So let's open these up and then find them on the board. There is 5 in the pack. Oh, here, let me show you. There's 5 in the pack. And these are the 16 different popsicles that you can get. And there are 5 in each pack. So let's see what we're gonna compare today. Haha. Okay, they're not individually wrapped, so I'll just take them out of the bag one by one. First we have Cheshire Cat. Amazing. All right. Next we have, oh my gosh, all right, Nightmare Before Christmas. Perfect for the season. Next, all right, this is, I believe, Caterpillar from Bug's Life. Am I remembering that right? All right, number 4 is Tinkerbell. All right. And number 5 is, all right, this is Tigger. So let me look at the backs of some of these and the fronts and kind of show you all so that way we can see what we're looking for. See how nice and smooth all of that is? On the back here, we have Mickey heads that are going across horizontally. We also have good borders and everything's pretty clear to read. Nice crisp back. You can also see here that the 2 nubs are pretty sharp. Let's put these on my pin pad and get hunting. Next pin board is here, just outside Island Mercantile. Nope. I'm now inside Island Mercantile and I'm looking for a pin trading cast member. Ooh, I think I spy one. Very cool. Ear hat is cute, or ear headband. Oh yeah. The first thing that you want to look for when trying to spot fake pins is differences in the enamel. Take a look online, do like a Google Lens search, and see if you can find a picture of an original. When you compare the pin to the original, you may see some differences in the enamel, the finish, the color, dips versus no dips, which means if there are dips that it's soft enamel, if there are no dips that it's harder enamel. Our next pin board is here at the ticket corner at Discovery Trading Company. There's a pin board here at the corner as well as on this side, so let's take a look. Let's see. I'm looking for popsicles today.
Popsicles.
I'm not
I've seen a lot on the boards, but I don't have one right now.
Yeah, like this is interesting. Do you mind if I look at this one? Oh, it's a pretty cool one though. I spy a pixie plush. I think I'm gonna trade for the pixie plush. Is that okay? Sure. Cool. Do you mind if I record your pins?
No, not at all.
Thank you. Oh,
I'm
this
down when I
is
lost a
sweet.
munchling out in the park here
Oh,
somewhere.
no.
So, good one, look out.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful day.
You as well. Looking for popsicles today. I haven't found any yet, but I hope that I will because I feel like I see them frequently. Yeah, I'm not missing any, am I? No, I'm not. All right, thank you. Sweet. That chip is very cute. I'm on the hunt for popsicles today. Hi, Kevin! We are coming up on Dinoland USA, but before then, we have a beverage cart right here on the left. Let's check out the pins. All right. I'm looking for popsicles today, and I haven't found any yet. That's okay. The hunt continues. Thank you. Tip number 2 for spotting real versus copycat pins. There will be differences in color. So if you look at the original pin, a picture at the original pin, or if you have it with you, there might be a difference in the color of the enamel. So the pink isn't quite as pink, or a pink might look purple, or something that's supposed to be green might actually be like teal. These are definitely tells. There also might be a difference in the color metal. So it might be silver instead of gold, etc. Something to look for. Heading under the bridge and into Dinoland, we have our first beverage cart, and it looks like there's some others looking at the pin boards too. Okay, here is the pin board at the beverage cart. I'm looking for popsicles. Ooh, I see a magical chef. We're definitely trading for that one. Don't see any popsicles. Keeping our eyes peeled, but we're trading for this one. Let's trade this pirate goofy here. And there's no pin board at the front of the Dino restaurant here, I think because it was raining earlier. So we're checking this way. We're headed to the Ride Dinosaur, to the gift shop. Before we get to Dinosaur, we do have a beverage cart right here on the left. Let's check out their pins. Here's the pin board at the beverage cart. I see a few good things on here already. We have a couple t-shirts and a Mr. Toad mug. No popsicles though. All right. Alright, we have the board in the dinosaur gift shop. I see a popsicle, that one, but it's not what we're looking for today. I'll make sure I'm not missing anything. Nope. Alright. Oh my goodness, I was so focused on going and looking for popsicle pins, I forgot to show you the other finds that I've gotten here. So here's a Pixie plush, and then I also found Humphrey from Magical Chef set. Hi! Dino Dale, hi! Tip number 3 for spotting real versus copycat pins. So on the back of the pin, there is a Mickey head shape pattern. And this pattern should be a Mickey head up and then a Mickey head all the way down. So up and upside down, not left or right. So the stripes should be going horizontally, not vertically. You also will find that it's very crisp print and it goes all the way to the edge. So it won't have what some people call a border. There won't be a border at the edge. Unfortunately, this tip is helpful, but it can also work against itself a little bit. There have been some runs of pins that have been known to have that border, even though they are the authentic ones. The best example that I can think of is the Avenger A series. That was a hidden Disney set from the last few years. I think it was in 2023, but I'm not quite sure, but I'll paste it right here so you can see. We are headed toward Nemo, the Big Blue and Beyond. I see a beverage cart here that's open. Let's see if they have a pin board. I'm looking for popsicles today. I haven't found any yet, but usually they're pretty prevalent on the board, so I want to make sure I'm not missing any. Nope, none here. Thank you, appreciate it. All right, here's the pin board at Nemo, Big Blue and Beyond. I'm not seeing any popsicles, which is what we're looking for today. Thank you so much. I love these boards over here. They're so
Yeah,
cute.
we do have some really good ones.
Definitely. Nothing I'm looking for today. Thank you so much. Tip number 4 for spotting copycat pins. The metal will be thin. It'll just be very obvious a lot of the times that it's a more cheap metal and that they used less of it. So the pin itself has less weight than the real one, and it feels different. We've made it into Asia, and over here on the left we have a beverage cart. Let's check out their pins. All right, here is the pin board at the beverage cart in Asia, and look, we have a popsicle. We're definitely trading for that. Yeah, let's trade for this popsicle. Tip number 5 for spotting real versus copycat pins. So on the back of the pin, there's a post, and often there are what people call little nubs on either side of the post. This helps the pin kind of grab into whatever fabric or whatever it's being like placed on, like a cork board, a pin folio, onto, you know, a canvas bag, whatever it is. And so it was often believed for a while that true Disney pins had 2 nubs, one on either side of the post. That's not necessarily true. Depending on the design, especially if it's a very thin pin, it might have no nubs, or it might just have 1. Also, the exception to the rule is when there are 2 posts, then there's no nubs. All right, we are making our first popsicle comparison here, and I'm just gonna put side by side since I don't have a Donald popsicle. I'm just gonna put next to these other ones, but you can already see just a difference in quality from the front. So remember, we're looking at that metal, seeing that the metal looks kind of unrefined here. Also looking at dips and just changes in the enamel. So the enamel does look kind of smooth, but it's rounded. Notice how these ones, the edges don't look rounded, they're flat. And this one has more of like a clear kind of glaze look on the top. And then let me pull them off and get a better kind of looking from the side at thickness. Okay, so I pulled off, Donald is up top and the Tigger's at the bottom. And you can kind of tell that the Donald is a little bit thinner. Yeah, the Donald is thinner. Let's take a look at the back side by side. This one is the Donald, and that's Tigger. All right, do you notice the differences here? It looks like, yeah, the one on the left is the Donald, and it lacks some luster. It is less shiny. It's a different color metal. Let's see, we have a fact, everything's very difficult to read. I mean, now that I've focused a little bit, you can see it a little bit better, but you can see that there's an edge right here on the left side for those Mickey heads compared to the pin on the right. And then let's also look at the nubs. Let's see, the nubs here. The nubs are smaller on the Donald one than on the one that I pulled out of the pack. Yeah, when you look at the back like this side by side, there's an obvious difference. Next, I'm headed to the gift shop for Expedition Everest. Let's see if they have a pin board and or pin trading cast members. All right, here's our pin board outside of Expedition Everest. The word today is popsicle pin, and I'm not seeing any, making sure I'm not missing any. All right, sweet. Nothing for us today. Thank you, appreciate it. Sweet. Always love taking a look. I'm searching for popsicles today though, so I will pass. Yeah, I'll pass. Thank you. No worries. Sweet. Nope. Nothing I'm looking for. Thank you, appreciate it. Sweet. And are these that are turned around, are they for trivia?
They're a game, actually.
Ooh, can I play your game?
Yeah.
Okay. I just scored this Tinkerbell pin with some pixie dust in the Expedition Everest gift shop. She looks like an older version, but I think they have a current version of this that's open edition right now, but you can see that I think there's supposed to be a stopper at the top of this pixie dust jar, but this is really neat. So the game that I played for this pin was actually had to do with like Polaroid photos. So this cast member had the small, like little instant, you know, Polaroid type pictures that she had taken around Walt Disney World property. I asked if she had taken them herself and she said yes. And so the game was that I had to guess and tell her where these were taken. And so I had two. One was Kilimanjaro Safari, and the other was inside the lobby of Tower of Terror. So she had many photos that she would choose from, so I hope I didn't ruin the question if anybody gets to take that challenge here at Animal Kingdom with that cast member. But that was really cool. I really enjoyed that pin game. Our next pin board is here at the Guest Experience Team umbrella. Let's take a look at their pins. Of course. Oh, here's two. Do you mind? Thank you. I'm looking for popsicles today. I'm doing like a comparison thing, but also hidden Disneys. I always love those. But are these for trivia?
They are for trivia.
No popsicle pins for me at the Guest Experience umbrella, but that's okay. I did get to do some trivia with a cast member. The question was, or the challenge was, to name 5 characters that have to do with fire. I've gotten the question before to name characters that have fire as their hair, but this one expands a little bit more on that. Next, we have a Disney Vacation Club booth. Let's check out their pins.
Fours works. Okay, that's good information to know.
Look at this, we have another popsicle for comparison. Okay, now let's take a look at our second popsicle find. I thought this one was a real one, just based on how the enamel looks. It's nice. And see how it doesn't have that kind of like glazed look. It's very clean. And then looking at the back here, again, I don't have a Dalmatian one to compare, so let's compare the Tigger one again. All right, so this is the Dalmatian, and this is the Tigger one. Looks like, I don't know, the back looks pretty good. The difference that the FAQ is at the top versus at the bottom could be the difference of that the Tigger pin, any Winnie the Pooh merchandise or pins especially, I know, have to have the Winnie the Pooh special thing on the back to give credit to the author and such. So let me flip around a different pin. Let's flip the Tinkerbell one. So here I have the Dalmatian, and then this one is Tinkerbell. And then this one is Tigger that has the special back. So if we compare the Tinkerbell and the Dalmatian, it looks like this one on a pin board was real. So somebody probably opened a pack and just wanted to trade. And so, yep, confirmed. Dalmatian popsicle is real. Our next pin board is at Mandala Gifts. This one's cool. Do you know? Yeah, okay.
Someone from Star Wars.
Got it. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Alright, here's a pin board at Mandala Gifts, and I see a couple things. I don't see any popsicles, but I do see this t-shirt that was a 2024 Hidden Disney pin. I also see this Pocahontas. I saw another guest put her down. She's a current open edition, so I'm definitely going to trade for her. Let's trade, let's trade the mug right here. I'm now headed toward Cali River Rapids, which is also by the Maharaj Jungle Trek. Let's see if we can find some pin boards and pin trading cast members this way. I spy a pin trading cast member at Maharaj Jungle Trek. Let's take a look at their pins.
Go for it, absolutely. Anything speaks to you here on this magical day?
Appreciate it. Well, I'm looking for popsicle pins today. I'm not seeing any.
Well, I've got one guy here that's good at the cold, and I've got one here that's good at the sweet, but the cold and sweet, I kind of skimp today.
Yes, I need the combination. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, on the search for popsicle pins, making sure I'm not missing any here, but I do not see any for us right now. All right, sweet. Thanks so much. Of course. Tip number 6 for spotting real versus copycat Disney pins. So the design might be different, and not even by leaps and bounds, but small details. For example, a character is supposed to have freckles on their face, but in the copycat pin, the freckles aren't there. No pin board at Feathered Friends in Flight, but let's check out this beverage cart. We are looking for popsicles, and this is the pin board at the beverage cart, and I spy 2 popsicles here. So we're definitely gonna trade for those so we can compare. Yes, would you look at this? I just scored 2 more popsicles. So I have this Jack Skellington one, and I traded the Walt Disney World D that was Gaston for this one. So put a good pin on the board. And then for this one here, this is Cheshire Cat, and I traded the Pumbaa Pixie plush. I think I'm most excited for this comparison. So we just got 2 popsicle pins. One is Nightmare Before Christmas and the other is Cheshire Cat, which is perfect because those are 2 that we pulled out of the packs. Right now, can you tell me which are fake and which are real? Yeah, I think that's pretty obvious. So let's look first at the top at the Jack Skellington pin. So the one on the right of Jack Skellington is obviously the copycat one. You can see that it's very rounded, the finish of the enamel, and the metal just doesn't look that great compared to the real one that is very flat. Let's look at them from the top, maybe from the bottom. Yep, the one on the right is definitely more thin. And then if we look here at Cheshire Cat, man, the difference is obvious too. Does it look more thin? I do think so. And the Cheshire Cat on the left is the real one. You can tell it's a true pink and then light pink. And then the one on the right, again, the metal is kind of choppy. There are dips in that enamel. There's not a smooth finish. And the color is off. Here's comparisons of the back as well. Here's the back of the Jack Skellington. And there's the back of the Cheshire Cat. You can tell the nubs on the post are smaller. Same thing with Jack Skellington there. I just found another secret little hideaway here in Animal Kingdom that I didn't know about. When we come out of this pathway, we'll find a guest experience team umbrella. Yep, let's take a look at their pin board. Here we have the pin board and pin lanyard at the guest experience team umbrella. And this sweet cast member just put out some extra pins to make it extra fun. But I am gonna trade for this bonbon right here. All right, I just traded my Hitchhiking Ghost Walt Disney World Hidden Disney D for this Wee Wee bonbons. This is a Loungefly pin, and I believe it represents Marie. I'll show you the back here. I want to look up what the rest of this set looks like, but Loungefly pins are awesome. Tip number 7 for spotting real versus copycat pins is it's a design that wasn't even made by Disney. It's a fake design. Sometimes that can even be within a set that actually was made by Disney and then copycatted. The most notorious example of this is the chicken foot. This is a part of a set that essentially had footprints of at least the Fab Five. I know that it was at least Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, and Donald. I'm gonna find it online and I'm gonna pop it right here for you to see. And as you can see, there is no chicken foot in this set, but for some reason, copycat pin makers, when they were making this, they made a chicken foot. Next, I'm headed to Harambe Market and I see their pin board right there out front. Let's check it out. Sweet popsicles. Do you see any popsicles or any real deal pins? I'm not seeing any. All right. Our next pin board is at the pin station across from Tamu Tamu. Let's take a look at their pin board. Here's the pin board at the pin station. I'm looking for popsicles. Not seeing any popsicles. Our next pin board is at the check-in desk for the Tusker House. Alright, here's the pin board at check-in desk for Tusker House. Looking for popsicles. I don't see any. Alright. Our next pin boards are here at a beverage cart and then in Mombasa Marketplace. Let's head to the beverage cart first. Alright, here's the pin board at the beverage cart. I'm not seeing any real deal here, nor any popsicles. All right, moving on. Thanks so much. Next, we're headed to Mombasa Marketplace. Sweet, here's the pin board in Mombasa Marketplace. Not seeing any popsicles, but I do see, this is one from the Sugar Rush mystery set. I'm gonna leave it for the next. Thanks so much. I'm over here by Rafiki's Planet Watch, and there's a beverage cart. Let's take a look at their pins. Here's the pin board at the beverage cart. Not seeing any popsicles. All right, moving on. Thanks so much. Now I'm headed to Kilimanjaro Safari to see if I can find any pin trading cast members. I think I see at least one already. Let's take a look at their pins. That's very cool. I'm looking for popsicles today. I'm comparing the ones that we find on boards that may come from somewhere else to ones that I bought in the park. So that's the adventure today, but thank you all so much. I appreciate it. Our next pin boards are next to Festival of the Lion King. It's Mariah's Gifts and this beverage cart. Let's check out their pins. Thanks. I'm looking for popsicles today. I want to make sure I don't miss any. In there. Popsicles here. Nope, no popsicles. All right, thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, here's the pin board at the beverage cart. Do I see any popsicles? No, no popsicles. All right, cool. Thanks so much. Tip number 8 for telling between authentic and real Disney pins and fake ones. So every few years, it seems that Disney has changed what the back of their pins looks like. So initially it had some sort of waffle back to them, and then they changed to the Mickey pattern that we talked about earlier. And in the last few years, Disney has added what people call diamond backs to their pins. And so the Mickey head pattern is still there, but now there is a little diamond, which is really just a little crystal. It's 3 of them actually that are in the shape of a Mickey head that you can find on the back of pins. So pins that you buy in the park now will have those. The thing is that if the pins were manufactured prior to Disney changing that, they may still be sold in the park and not have the diamond back to them. For example, the popsicle pins that I bought today in the park, yes, they are the real deal, but they do not have the diamond back because these were released a couple years ago, and so they were manufactured before that change was made. The change that Disney made with the diamondbacks to pins is definitely really great for the game if you're trying to tell the difference. Though I will caution you that I have seen already that that's even been copycatted. It doesn't look as good. It definitely doesn't look as crisp, but it's happened. Our next pin board is Festival of the Lion King. Okay, sweet. Yeah, looking for popsicles. I don't see any on here immediately, but I want to make sure I don't miss any. Yep, okay. Yeah, nothing for me. Thank you so much for grabbing it. I appreciate it. All right, no pins for me at Festival of the Lion King. That's okay. We're headed on to Pandora. I'm now in Pandora. I'm headed over toward Wind Traders. We're gonna see if we can find some pin trading cast members. Let's see, I'm really liking this coffee cup. Do you mind if I see the back of it? Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Tip number 9 for telling the difference between authentic and copycat Disney pins. So there are a number of licensed Disney pin makers. A few that I can think of off the top of my head are Loungefly, Fig Pin, Pink a la Mode, also Hot Topic and Box Lunch. Those 2 stores also sell Loungefly pins. Now these pins can also be made by copycat pin makers. The ones that I can think of most readily are the Loungefly ones. So Loungefly pins have a classic back pattern to them as well. And this is a crown pattern that is on the top half of the pin. And so you can tell when it's a fake one if the crown pattern kind of dips into the bottom half that's not supposed to have a crown pattern. And the crown pattern just looks off. It looks unrefined, looks rough. Over here at this beverage cart, we might be able to find a pin board, as well as over here at this merch stand, maybe a pin trading cast member. Let's check. Sweet, I'm on the hunt for popsicles and I don't see any. Here's a pin board at the beverage cart. I see a Marvel t-shirt, that's a real deal, but no popsicles, nothing we're looking for. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. Remember that any officially licensed Disney pin can be traded at the parks. This includes Marvel, Star Wars, and Pixar too. As long as it has the copyright C and Disney on the back and it's a real licensed pin and not a copycat, trade it. Trade away. I'm headed out of the Valley of Moara, aka Pandora, and I'm headed back to Discovery Island. We still have some pin boards and plenty of pin trading cast members to find. Right behind me across from Tiffin's, there's a beverage cart. Let's see if they have a pin board and take a look. All right, here's a pin board at the beverage cart and I spy something for my collection. I cannot believe I see this Star-Lord. Yeah, we're trading for this one for sure. All right, at the beverage cart, I traded Hades for this Star-Lord pin. I need to get a better look at this, but if I'm looking at the thickness and the enamel, it looks real. It looks like a good one. So this is definitely going in my Guardians of the Galaxy collection. All right, we found a pin board. This is at the check-in desk for Tiffin's. I was so excited to find it. I don't think anything I'm gonna trade for today, but glad to find it. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. All right, on Discovery Island, I'm passing back by Pizzafari on that path that goes up toward Africa because over here, there is a beverage cart with a pin board as well as a guest experience umbrella. So let's go take a look at their pins. Here's a pin board at a guest experience team. I'm not seeing any popsicles that we're looking for today. Yeah, all right, thank you so much, appreciate it. All right, and here's our pin board at the beverage cart. Looking for popsicles, not seeing one for us. Cool, thanks for letting me look, appreciate it. Tip number 10, to tell between authentic and copycat Disney pins. So there are some specialty Disney pins that you can only obtain if you meet certain requirements. And two of the ones that I can think of are DSSH, which is Disney Studio Store Hollywood. And that is for those who live in the state of California, or if you go and visit the store, but as far as shipping goes, you have to have a California address. And then there's also WDI pins that are released by Mickey's of Glendale. And this is a cast member exclusive store. And so these pins are very special. Usually they have a limited edition size and they go really fast. Usually they're pretty cool too. And why I say that these rules generally apply is because there are some differences for these pins. So these pins have a different kind of pattern on the back. One of them has like Mickey Sorcerer hat on the back. You can definitely look more into this and maybe I'll do a deeper dive on this another time. I haven't come across a ton of these myself yet in my collection adventure, but these are definitely some really cool pins. But something to keep in mind that there's some specialty ones. Generally these rules do still apply. Here's the board again at Island Mercantile. I didn't trade for anything earlier and so I had to come back and double check, and yes, there is another popsicle. So we're gonna trade for this Dalmatian popsicle. So this is perfect. I found another popsicle. I love it. I'd love to trade for it. All right, and this is why I checked back through if I didn't trade off that board before. So I just picked up a Goofy popsicle as well as a 101 Dalmatians popsicle, and I already have them side by side here. So the one on the right is the one that I picked up off the board, but remember that one looked nice and smooth, great finish, the back looked great. And then this one right here also came off a board, but it's the second one I picked up off a board, and you can tell that the finishes are different. It also looks more thin. Let's see if I can get a good side by side. Kind of hard to tell, but oh, there we go, we got a good look. Yep, the one on the yellow pin folio is the real one, and the one on the green is definitely the copycat. Tip number 11 for being able to tell between authentic Disney pins and copycats. Definitely find a resource for looking up pins that you trust. Some that I can think of that are really great, it's essentially like people compiling all the pins in their collection. It's a place where you can keep track of your own pins. Some of them you can even say if you want to trade or if you're putting up some for trade. I personally don't have any logins to any of these sites, but I do use them as references. It's very helpful. Pin and Pop, My Pin Central, and then Pin Picks are the ones that I can think of that usually come up when I search for things. Also, there are a few Facebook Disney pin trading groups that have great resources as well. Also a great place where you can reach out to people, ask questions, kind of get a second opinion. But definitely when you join those groups, read through some posts, kind of gather information for yourself and kind of see what people have already commented and look at the trends of what people are pointing out on pins that may be copycats. I'd say this was a pretty successful day of pin trading at Animal Kingdom. I got some great pins here that are super fun, even one for my Guardians of the Galaxy collection. And then I also have these popsicle pins. Some are fake, some are real. Just looking at this image right here, if you don't remember where I put the authentic ones, can you tell? I bet you can now. You're experts, you're pros. Thanks for joining me for an awesome day of popsicle pin hunting and talking about authentic pins here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. I'm Katie McPins, and I'll see you next time. Bye.